First, I'm going to be taking my Makeup Revolution contour and highlighting palette. This is the cream one, and I'm just going to be taking this with my finger, just putting it all over my lids just for a nice base. Now I'm taking my 350 palette by Morphe, and I'm just going to be taking a warm medium brown shade, and I'm just going to be putting this into my crease, just smoking it out. This is just going to be our transition shade. For this look today, I really want to concentrate mostly like on the deer like features and really make the eyes pop. So that's why I'm going in with this, to make the eyes a little bit warmer, and it'll also like make it all blend together in the long run. Now I'm taking this white shade, I'm just going to take it on my finger, and I'm just going to put this on the inner portion of my lid, just to kind of brighten that up a little bit, nothing too crazy. Now I'm taking a deep brown shade from the same palette, and I'm just going to be applying this to my outer V area. With the wrong brush. Obviously I'll switch brushes in a second, but this was not the brush I thought I picked up like an idiot. So I'm just going to put this color and then go in with my crease brush and blend it out just to make that really smoked out effect. And I'm going to do the same thing on the other side just to blend that in with the crease a little bit. I got a little carried away, obviously, so I'm just going to blend that in really, really good, mostly concentrating on the outer portion of my eye. Once we get that done, I'm going to go in with a warm reddish brown shade, and I'm just going to put that on top of that other transition shade just to really brighten that up and warm that up at the same time. I'm also dragging it towards the inner part of my nose, just because it's all going to connect here in a little bit. Now I'm going to go back in with that matte white shade and just pack that back on where I lost that color from putting on the other colors. Now I'm going to be taking my Sonia Kashuk gel liner in black, and I'm just going to be doing a really dramatic, bold cat eye. And I'm just going to drag this out. Like, I'm really going to exaggerate this wing just because I felt like it really brought the eyes into the look. So that's why I made the wing really, really, really dramatic and thick. And I just thought this just turned out really pretty. And I actually got the wings good on like the first try, which never happens. I'm also taking the liner, and I'm just going to actually like accentuate my inner like tear duct area, and I'm going to drag it down to make my eye seem larger. So that's what I'm doing here, is I'm dragging it all the way past my tear duct down like the side right there, and I'm just going to connect it to underneath my eye. This just gives that really elongated effect to your eye and makes it look a lot bigger and more animal-like. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and yeah. And I got it a little too far down, so in a minute I will take a clean wipe and fix it because I did get a little too far down. So I'm gonna go back in and do the wing, match it up with the other side. Now I'm going to go in with a face wipe, and I'm just going to fix that. I didn't really like how it looked. It was too like I don't know, it was too far down, so I didn't like it, so I just accentuated it just a little bit. Now I'm going to go in with my Maybelline Colossal Spider Effect Mascara, put that on, and then I'm going to go in with the Rimmel Fix and Perfect Pro Primer. This is the smoothing one, and I'm just going to be putting that on my face while my lashes dry. Next, I'm going to be going in with my Kiss 11 lashes, and I've actually recently been enjoying these a lot, and I'm just going to put these on. I actually put them on camera today. I normally don't, but I thought I would try today, and there they are, both lashes on. Now I'm going to go in with my Milani Conceal in Perfect 2-in-1 foundation plus concealer, and this is an 03 Light Beige. It's a little too light for me, but I was trying to find like a more warm, like yellow toned foundation, just because we're going to be working with a lot of like contouring and stuff like that. So I felt like this might complement what I was trying to do with the Dare look. So that's why I went ahead and went with this, even though it's too light and too yellow. So I'm just going to put that on with my favorite brush ever, the e.l.f. foundation brush. And I'm just going to be blending this into my skin. I probably need to get this in like a few different colors because I really, really, really enjoy this foundation. I just do not have the right color. And I'm also got a self tan right now. So it's like, it doesn't match at all. Now I'm going to go in with the Revelation Makeup concealer palette again, taking that lightish shade, and I'm just going to pack this on under my eyes. Basically, I'm going to do my highlighting with this, but this is like extreme highlighting. So I'm taking that and it's basically white, and I'm just going to do my under my eyes in my upside down triangle on both sides, really packing that on. And then I'm gonna do down the bridge of my nose and my forehead and my chin, just like I normally would. I'm just really putting a whole lot more on just because I really want this to show up. And so you can be able to tell the difference whenever you're contouring. This just really brings that whole deer face or whatever to life. So that is what I'm doing here. And I'm just blending it out as I try to smooth it out underneath my eyes without screwing up my eye makeup. And I'm also bringing it really high up on my forehead just because I want the contour and the contrast of it. So I'm bringing it really high up. So that really does help like the whole like transition and stuff. Now I'm taking my same e.l.f. foundation brush and just blending that into everywhere else. This just makes it not so harsh. So that is what I'm doing here, just patting it along my face and all the places, and yeah. Now I'm taking the dark palette and I'm taking that darkest shade and I'm going to do my contouring, and I'm just going to make this really, really, really dramatic. It's going to look really harsh right now, but once you get it blended out, you can kind of see the whole face like come to life. So I'm going to just map out where I want the dark points on my face and just really pack it on there. And I'm also doing the sides of my nose, not like slimming it down. You just do on the side, therefore it makes like your nose look wider, more deer-like. So that's what I'm doing here. I seriously had a hard time with this just because I hate my nose looking so big, but that's okay. It's all for fun. So I'm just going to go in with my e.l.f. stippling brush and I'm just going to blend this all out. I know the color looks a little crazy right now, but once I get everything else on, it looks awesome. So I'm just going to take this and blend it all out. And just do little circular strokes, and that just really gets it all blended in really good. And I've also drugged down the contour on my forehead a little bit just because I want to bring in that contour a little bit on my forehead, so it just kind of makes it look better. Also taking the brush, going down the sides of my nose, I'm literally dragging it down onto like my cheek area just to make that nose look that much bigger. Now I'm taking my e.l.f. shimmer powder and I'm just going to set my whole face because then I'm going to go in with powder, contour, and highlights. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm just going to go ahead and set everything with a neutral, just translucent powder, and then I will go in with the powder contour. Now I'm going to go in with my NYX little contour palette that I love, taking that dark warm brown shade, and I'm just going to apply that on my cheeks. This is a little sloppy, which is what you want. You don't want precise. And I'm just going to basically do like my whole cheek with it, like you would do like a blush or something. And I'm just going to really pack that on. And then I'm going to do my forehead and just bring that down further, like exaggerate the forehead a little bit, and just keep blending it out as you go, but really pack it on because you really want it to stand out. Now I'm taking the absolute darkest shade in this, and I'm going to contour from the top of my brows down the sides of my nose. I'm not going to do the end of my nose, but just really concentrate on the sides and leave the bridge open. So that's what I'm doing here, and I'm just really exaggerating it all the way up to my brows, and it kind of blends in with my shadow, which is what I wanted. So that's what I kept doing. I just kind of added some more to it to make it all connect. And then I just drag it down on my cheeks, like around my nose and stuff. So this just really gives that wide nose like effect. Then I'm going to go back in with that brush again and just really like kind of concentrate a little bit and do my under my chin and stuff, just because I felt like it needed a little more definition. So that's what I'm doing here, just really blending that out. And I'm going to work it down my neck because it really did end up matching better if I did it this way. So that's why I went ahead and did my neck. And then I'm going to go back in and add a little more, and I'm just really going to deepen up around my nose. I really want this part to stand out, so I just kept adding and blending it as I went. You can kind of fill it out like how you want to do it, but I really wanted this dramatic and bold, and so that's why I just kept adding the color and kind of went back and forth until I got the payoff. I also went on my nostrils, as you can see, so you really can't see them now. So I made it all like one piece. Now I'm going to go in with that dark brown shade, and I'm just going to do my brows. I'm going to make them real dark and really over exaggerated. Like I make little strokes of hair come out the top of them, just because I don't want them like perfect, because obviously they don't need to be perfect for a deer look. So I'm just adding little false hairs, making them thicker, making them a little more exaggerated. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just going to darken them up and exaggerate them a little. And if you notice, the brows like really changed the whole appearance of the look. I was so pleased with the little false hairs and stuff. I just feel like when you do something like this, like every little bit counts. So that's why I went ahead and added this extra step and just made the brows a little more, you know, crazy looking. Now I'm going to go in with that dark shade one more time, and I'm just going to put it in my crease area, outer corner, and I'm just going to deepen that up a little bit. I also drug it out a little bit more because I really wanted this to smoke out a little bit, like around my brows. So that's what I'm doing here. I'm just really smoking it out, dragging it in, and just blending as I go. I just kind of felt like it needed a little something. Now I'm taking this matte white shade, and I'm just going to pat it on top of everywhere I highlighted. This really just makes that white part of my face like pop and stand out. So that's what I'm doing here, because I really want it to like bring the face like forward. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just gonna pop it all over the places that I did not contour, and this will just really help bring that whole effect to life. Now I'm taking that brown shade again, and I'm just going to keep adding layers of it until I get like the warmth that I'm wanting and like the dark that I'm wanting. So it's just kind of trial and error. You just have to keep adding until you get what you want with it. So it's just better to work in layers, and I just kind of jump around, but that's how I end up having to do this look, because you kind of have to tie it all together. Now I'm taking that warm reddish brown shade, and I'm just going to drag that all the way in and connect it with the contour around my nose, and this really just makes the eyes pop. So I just drug it all the way to all connect, and then I drug it up to my brow so it would match as well, and then I just kind of filled it in so it all kind of seamlessly looks like it matches. And then I also went under my lips to make them a little bit fuller. Now I'm taking my Roller Lash mascara and I'm just going to put a small light coat on my lower lashes just so I have a little bit of something there. And I will go in later and draw some little fake lashes on. Now I'm going to take Ticket to Brazil by Wet n Wild, and I'm just going to take that on a small little brush, and I'm just going to deepen up that contour a little bit. This has a little bit of like reflective in it, I guess, like it's a little bit shimmery, so that's why I went in with it. Now I'm going in with my Jordana eyeshadow pencil. This is the 12-hour one, and this one's Eternal White, and I'm just going to be putting the little dots all over everywhere I contoured. These are just the little fawn spots, so I'm just putting them basically just wherever I feel like I needed a spot. This does not have to be perfect, no spots are the same, so just kind of go with it, just kind of dab them on there, however many you want, and that's all you gotta do with this. There's no method to this whatsoever. Like I said, I just felt like I needed to add some spots, so that is what I did, and some of them are a little bit lighter than others, but that's okay. Some are bigger than others, which is what you want. You don't want it to be perfect, so that is the goal with this. It doesn't have to be perfect. Now I'm going to go in with my It Cosmetics. This is the No Tug Waterproof Gel Eyeliner, and I'm going to line my lower waterline, which is something I absolutely hate doing, but I thought it would make the eyes pop a little bit more, give it that more animal effect, so that's what I'm doing. I'm just going to line my waterline with them. Oh, I hate doing it, but you know. Now I'm taking my Rimmel Match 2-in-1 Concealer, and I'm going to be taking this. This is in 230 Fairlight, and I'm just going to be basically covering my lower lip. I want this just to be kind of basically invisible because you want it to be concentrated mostly on the black. At the top, your top lip will be black, so that's what I'm doing. So I'm just taking the concealer and I'm going to fill those in, and then I'll set it with a white powder. And then I end up adding that white Jordana eyeshadow just to make it a little bit brighter. So that's what I'm doing here. And then I go in with that white shadow and I just pat it on just to make it kind of blend in with my skin a little bit more. Now I'm taking a black crayon from MAC, and I'm going to start drawing out my nose. I ended up changing because I didn't like the way this looked. It wasn't black enough, so I'm just trying to map it out right now. The nose is like the hardest part to me, so that's what I'm doing here, but it just takes a little bit of time. Just connect the two nostrils and then drag it down on your sides. So I got tired of that, so I went in with the Sonia Kashuk gel liner, and you can tell a huge difference in the color of the black. So that's what I'm doing here is I'm mapping out the little like M shape for the top of the nose and just filling it all in. So like I said, this just takes a little bit of time, but I promise it's like worth it in the long run. I also drug it all the way down the side of my nose just to fill that in, and I also went inside my nose a little tiny bit just to really make it where you couldn't see any like skin, so it looked like a nose. And then I also connected it at the bottom of my nose just to add a little bit more to make it look better. And then I'm going to take it and draw a straight line down my Cupid's bow to my upper lip. So it just has a little line. Now I'm going to go in with my NYX Liquid Suede lipstick. And this is an Alien. It's just a matte black. And it was perfect for this. The only problem is you can't let your bottom lip and your top lip touch because then it kind of transfers. So I couldn't help like figure out how to get that to stop doing that. So I just kind of left my lips apart after that. But it just made a huge difference whenever I put that on, and it kind of brought the nose together. And then I went in and did a little bit more on that inner corner area just to like thicken it a little bit, just to make the eyes a little more dramatic. And then I also went and drug the wing out a little bit more just to make it a little more bold, just because I really wanted the eyes to pop. So that's what I'm doing here, just dragging out. You know, it's always easier if you have lashes on. Now I'm going to draw some little false lashes, just because I want those real big doe eyes. So that's what I'm doing here, just really just drawing some straight lines, and it just makes it look like you have like longer little lashes there. And now I'm going to go in with this Rimmel little marker, and I'm just going to thicken that little line down my Cupid's bow. And then I went in with that same brown from the Morphe 350 palette, and I added a little more false hairs, and I can't even talk. I just wanted to thicken up the brows a little bit more and make them a little bit darker. So that's what I'm doing here. So I'm just going to add some more hairs, make it a little darker, because I really wanted the brows to pop as well. And then I decided I needed some more little freckles, so I went in with my little Jordana eyeshadow stick again, and I just added a few more just to make it a little more dramatic, and I don't know, I just felt like I needed a few more, so. And this is the final look. I hope you guys enjoyed today's tutorial. Don't forget to thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope you all have a wonderful Halloween, and I'll see you next time.